Hello, welcome to another video in Planton Cloud Essentials video series. In this video, we are going to learn how to quickly bootstrap NextJS Webapp, which is going to be our future main front-end app for the cookie store product that we are building. And this app is also going to be integrated with the backend REST API that we previously deployed using Java and Postgres microservice. So the goal for us here is to bootstrap the web app with the backend API integration. In order to achieve that goal, we are going to create a code project with NextJS template that is available on Planton Cloud, and then configure the backend API endpoint. We are going to do that while creating code project, and then we will follow it up with creating a microservice and then add the magic pipeline to the code project. Finally, as soon as the magic pipeline is added, GitHub is going to kick off a workflow, and that workflow will include a deployment step. Now we are on the console app. So the first thing that we are going to do is we'll create a new code project. We already have our cookie store API, which is the Java API microservice connected to a Postgres database, and we have our landing page static website. So it is time for us to create the main web app. So we'll click on create, and then we are going to choose the code server, which is GitHub, and in this case we are going to call this as cookie store app. And here you can see the list of templates available, and we are going to use the Next.js with REST API backend. Select this, and we should see a list of template inputs that we can update to customize our product. So here our app name is cookie store, and then the API endpoint for the microservice that we have deployed previously is cookie store -api -main.dev.pc-cookiestore.com, which is the DNS domain for this product. Now we are done configuring these template variables. Click create, and as soon as we click create, a new code project is going to be created on GitHub. So clicking on view git repository should take us to the app. So this project contains React.js code, and it uses Next.js library, and it also has a few pages to display a list of to-do items that the backend API is going to return. Now let's go back to the console app, and the next thing that we are going to do is we will create a new microservice. So creating a new microservice will help us link a code project and set a deployment target to an environment. So we are going to click create, and we are going to give the same name as the code project. So here it is going to be cookie store app, and the project is going to be cookie store app. We are going to choose our dev environment for deployment, and finally leave the remaining fields as defaults. So we have successfully created the microservice. Now let's go back and add the magic pipeline to set up CI/CD for this project. So we are going to first attach a machine account, and then we are going to add magic pipeline to this. Now that there is a confirmation on the screen confirming that magic pipeline has been added, we can refresh the page, and we can see that magic pipeline has been added, and it includes build and deployment steps. So if we go to the actions part of the project, we should see a new magic GitHub workflow being kicked off. This is going to take at least around 3 to 4 minutes for the JavaScript project to be built. Once the build job for JavaScript is completed, the next job, which is going to build the Docker image and publish it to the artifact store provided by Planton Cloud for this product. Still waiting on the Docker build. So both the JavaScript build jobs and Docker build jobs took around 4 minutes. We can check the deployments details for the microservice on console app. So as you can see, the environment variable for backend API URL has been configured to this value. There are no secrets injected for this app, and these are the memory requests and limits configured, and these are the port configurations. And this is the Docker image that is running the app. We move on to the next step. So we should now be able to access the Next.js app that has been deployed at this URL. This is like the customized project because of the input that we have provided while creating the project. We see that the web app has this title that we have provided in the templates. So the entries from this are basically coming from the database that we have created previously, which is connected to the Java REST API that is configured as the REST API backend for this web app. We can add new tasks like read a book maybe, and we can also add more, go for a hike, and we can delete existing tasks. And as we do these operations, we can observe that the data is being persisted to the database and is being retrieved when we load the page. We have done both read and write operations. Now let's move on to the bonus bytes for this video. As we refresh the app or as we perform the read or write operations on the web app, we can follow the logs on the backend API using console while we perform the operations on the app. Now we are looking at both the web app and the Planton Cloud console app. Start streaming the logs for the API microservice. I want to clear the existing logs so that I can see the logs that are produced from now on. So I'm going to click on add, and show logs is the task that I'm going to add. So as I have added a new log here, I see that the logs are being generated in the backend API. I can add another one, another log entry. I can also delete an existing task, and that should also produce more logs for us. A developer will have complete visibility into what is going on a microservice that is running in a remote environment right from the console of Planton Cloud. The developer can also start streaming the logs for the app right from the terminal as well. So if I click on add new and press another from terminal, you will be able to see the logs streaming in real time from terminal as well. And it is possible to watch logs both from terminal and from the console app at the same time. Like we are looking at both terminal and the Planton Cloud console app. So both console and terminal can stream logs at the same time. So we see that the logs are produced on the terminal, and we also see that the logs are produced on the console. And we'll also make a few changes to the microservice itself on the console app and see how console app is going to show us the changes that are being made to the microservice definition. The audit log feature is particularly powerful as the size of the team starts to grow. So as more and more people join the team and the number of microservices start to grow, it becomes super important to have the visibility of what changes have been made to what resource. So the audit log is not only available for microservice, it is available for every single resource on Planton Cloud. So we click on microservices, go to the microservice and view the audit log. Right now there are no audit log entries. So let's make a small change and see its effect in the audit log. So just for the sake of demonstrating, let's change the backing code project to something else and click on save. And when we view audit log, we should see that I have updated the code project ID from this value to this value 5 seconds ago. Let's go back and change it to the original value, which is the right value. So we click on edit, and we want it to be the app code project. So click on save, and now viewing if you want to check out the audit log, you can see that I have updated the code project again from API to app around 4 seconds ago. This audit log is like super powerful in order to get that visibility. I hope this video helped you to understand how to quickly create a Next.js app with backend integration working, and also we have learned how to check the logs of a backend microservice running in a remote product environment, both using console app and using CLI. Thank you for watching.